Good evening, everyone. My name is not Jeannie Junker. We are here tonight to present the first ever Renewal by Andersen Lifetime Achievement Award.
Tonight, we are honoring John Esler. Yep. John, this award is a symbol of the incredible contributions and impact you've had on the Renewal by Andersen business. In 2004, if you remember, we signed you in Western Mass. Most people don't know your story. You had Springfield, Massachusetts. You were a sunroom guy trying to break into the window business. And in 15 years, you took that company from that small shop in Western Mass to multiple locations over $400 million in retail sales. And you did all that while bringing the rest of us along with you. Always willing to share best practices, always willing to lead, and always pushing for more, not just for you, but for the entire network. But most importantly, John, you are kind, you are generous, you are authentic, and you are my friend. And I'm not the only one that thinks that. Take a look. What makes John Esler so special?
There are so many things about John that make him special. I can't remember any of them, but I'm sure there are plenty.
What about John isn't special? I'd probably say the fact that he can't remember anybody's name or spell it correctly.
What makes John special? It's really his brother, Matt.
His brother, Matt Esler.
It's definitely Matt Esler.
Matt Esler, his brother?
I love Matt. I love Matt Esler. He's the greatest.
But no, seriously.
The thing to me that really has stood out about John,
I can use one word. He's a dreamer.
he's a visionary.
An idea machine.
A disruptor.
He's a trailblazer.
He is the quintessential entrepreneur.
What makes John so special is his passion.
His creativity.
His quest for greatness.
His generosity is for sure at the top of that list.
John was a difference maker before we even started talking about difference makers.
He's helped Renewal become what it is today.
I think John's greatest contribution to Renewal has been his understanding of the power of the network.
The network.
He has had a vision of what this network was going to turn into from the very beginning.
John had an uncanny ability to see things coming down the road.
Introducing the concept of the big idea.
Back when we first started this business, I literally would get 15 to 20 ideas a day from John.
Because he's never satisfied, he innovates.
He was always looking for new and different ways to do things better.
You know, no idea was too outlandish.
The culture was equally or more important than strategy.
When John's in, he's in.
John's team and himself always proved what could be.
His willingness to share right away was awesome.
His fingerprints are all over so many things we've done over the years.
John pushed all of us to be our best and to really realize our full potential.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Thank you for making a difference.
You've changed so many lives for the better, and it means the world to us.
You made a difference in my life, John.
Thank you for being my friend.
It has been an incredible ride.
John, you're an individual who made us all better. Thank you.
There's more.
But wait, there's more.
But you know, in many ways, I feel like I stand here tonight as a proxy for so many of the rest of you in this room. The same way that John shared his playbook and his vision for the business with me, he did for the rest of the network. John's a far better human being than he is a poker player because it never occurs to him to hold his cards close to the chest. A new idea, a better way to do things was immediately shared with the network or anybody who would listen, was interested. Hell, he'd share it with you if you weren't interested. But we were all the better for that sharing, and more importantly, for the spirit of that sharing, for the example of that sharing. John doesn't think zero-sum game. More for John could mean more for you too. And so for me, his pure heart, his natural generosity, generosity in the truest sense of the word, will be two of his greatest and most lasting contributions to this network. When we made that video, the last question they asked us all was, what would you like John to know? Well, John, what I'd like you to know is that as good of a mentor, a partner, and a friend that you've been to me, you've been an even better brother, and I love you. So it is our distinct honor, with the gratitude, appreciation, and love of the entire Renewal by Andersen family, that we give you the first ever Renewal by Andersen Lifetime Achievement Award. Come on up.
As Sarah said, I only have 30 minutes, so let's sit down. I just can't believe you're taking time out of this incredibly special evening and all that you've accomplished to recognize myself. I'm truly humbled and grateful. We all stand on the shoulders of others. And so to those of you in the RbA network, all the RbA management, Aunt Jay, all your management, all the dealers, all my friends who have actually felt my weight and impacted my direction, I'm truly indebted and grateful to you. I want to single out the Esler Company teammates in the room here today in particular. You guys have been along on the ride the whole journey since 2004. Thank you for taking this amazing journey with me, for teaching me every day, for accomplishing all you have, for having such a tremendous year this year in my absence, and most of all, for loving me. To my brother, who's a lot funnier than me, thank you, Maddie, where are you? Thank you for being such a loving person, for being a loving brother, for being, when I started this company, I said the last thing I was going to do was have a family business. Just didn't think it was going to work out. But it was the best decision I ever made. Not only is Matt in the room tonight, he's been my business partner now since 2011. My sister Sharon Sullivan, that's my sister. She's running North Carolina now. She started that 2 years ago with her husband Larry and Colin Sullivan. I think they started at $5 million. They did $26 million this year. So we got more family in the business. But back to Maddie. Maddie, thanks for being a great partner and for accomplishing what you have this year and leading the Esler companies or group?
Where you go, companies?
Companies or group to new heights. You've done an amazing job. To the lady behind me, when I first got in the network, I thought I had some people to go through before I could talk to Jeannie Junker. And she took me under her wing from day one. I think it was like day 3 she came out, and I thought I was going to get the Boston territory. But then I picked her up to the airport with Craig Evanich, and I had this BMW. And I drove her and Craig. And I thought I was doing a good job. And at the end of that drive, I guess Craig said that, I don't know about that kid. I'm a terrible driver. And Craig decided to give me Western Mass instead. But we marketed to Boston that first year. And we wanted to prove what we could do. just like all of you do in this room with great aggression. But to Jeannie Junker, she took me under her wing from day one. She never let go. She's taught me some of the most important lessons in my life. She has been my most important leader and mentor. She calls me generous. I think Jeannie is the most generous person I know in business, and I love Jeannie greatly. But so since 2004 till I still own 5% of the Esler Group. I sold the rest to my brother Matt. I've had 2 Jeannies in my life, and that's caused a lot of confusion. Mainly, well, to both of them. You know, Outlook just brings up the Jeannies, and the emails go all over the place. But most of all, I want to thank the first and most important Jeannie in my life. She's attending her first summit tonight. She's my wife of 24 years. And when we first started in the business in sunrooms, the first year I started, it was in October, and I just graduated with a lot of debt from Babson College. And we were driving home after 2 months in business for Thanksgiving, and Jeannie's a psychologist from Iowa and had no idea what I was doing. And I had piled up $100,000 in credit card debt, and so we spent the 2 hours talking about bankruptcy. And you know, what I learned about bankruptcy in business school. And I think that we might be executing bankruptcy this weekend. But we sold, I don't know, like 7 jobs that weekend, you know, Super Friday, and it kept us afloat for a few more months, and the rest is history. So you've been my rock, had faith in me all these years, have loved what we've been doing, have been a big part of it, and I'm so glad you're here for the summit, and you know, just can't believe you're sharing this moment with me. So lastly, a couple things. Over the years, I've come up with a few ideas. Jeannie used to say, this is the one thing I didn't agree with. She said that I would send her 100 ideas and one of them would be good. I'm like, 85 were good ideas, at least. But a couple of them and a couple of our philosophies have been happy dogs run fast, everybody's got to win, and most recently with love. And the common core mantras of all these focuses is that each interaction is beneficial to others, whether it's team members, customers, or the community. The coolest thing about this business, when I got into it, I saw that this business sucked in terms of customer reputation. Customers hated us. We lied, we cheated, we steal. And I thought, you know, if we could just do the right thing, oh my God, we could own this industry. So benefiting others is just the right thing to do. And that's what I've always believed. That's what I love about this network. That's what I love about Jay. That's what I love about Gina. That's what I love about Paul. That's what I love about every one of you in the room. You guys know that doing the right thing in the long run is also the most profitable thing to do. Isn't that cool? Being in business, doing the right thing is the most profitable thing to do. So, in the spirit of all we've been through together, I don't know who that guy was who says he's the ping pong champion, but that's the one thing I haven't accomplished yet. So I'll be back for that one. But in all we've accomplished together, I accept this recognition. I'm deeply humbled, deeply grateful, and I'm just blown away by where you guys are going. As we say at the Esler companies, there's never been a better time to be at the Esler companies. As I saw today, there's never been a better time to be at Renewal by Andersen. At Andersen, we're all one family. Domination, baby. Thank you.